Verge, LSU going to the JACQUES Bowl, used to be the Outback Bowl. I don't seem to see as much these days about payouts and whatnot for bowl games. Skip used to say if we got $8 million and we spent $8 million in one, no matter what we got, we spent it. But do they give LSU money?
Yeah, it's a small portion they give us, and we all split that with the conference, with the SEC. All the bowl teams it goes into a pot, and it's part of the TV revenue at the end of the year. Now we do get a certain amount of money to travel to the game. Help with our costs, small costs, hotel costs, travel costs, those type of things.
I was visiting with Greg Stringfellow and Louis Bourgeois the last couple of days, talking about what a major undertaking it is to get everybody to Tampa. You're taking over 100 players. You're taking the entire football operations building, which is like 200 people. Then you have spouses and kids and everything. It's not an easy chore, is it?
You're moving a football program from one area to another part of the country, and it's really about 300 people, families, administrators' families, people like that, kids, especially coaches' kids, and family members and players and all the players you take this time, all the trainers, all the equipment managers, the video production team. Everybody who's worked with football during the year is going to be a part of the bowl game.
It still is viewed as a reward, right?
It is. It is for the young men, especially young men. A lot of people opt out these days. A lot of people, they go into the NFL transfer portal. But the young people that's here, the young players and the athletes who are here, and the young people who work in the department, is a reward for them.
Jaden's not going to play in the game, but he is going to go there with the team and participate in the fun activities and whatnot. What does that mean for LSU to say, hey, here's our Heisman Trophy winner, he's walking around, he's representing the program even though he's not going to play?
It's huge, and Jaden's done a lot for LSU. He's done great, won the Heisman Trophy, one of 3 for us here at LSU. Special young man. We wish him the best and the well, and it's a great thing that he's going to be there with his teammates. And I understand the situation. He has to. It's a business decision for him, and we support that decision that he made.
You look at rosters, bowl rosters across the country that are decimated. Guys aren't playing. Even an undefeated Florida State team, that's kind of a small tragedy what happened there, how they go from thinking they're going to play in a national title to guys opting out. But LSU, everyone, for the most part, outside of Jaden, who's proven himself, right? Everyone's going to play. What does that say about Brian Kelly and the buy-in right now?
It's the buy-in of the program, also the quality of the young men we have. For a guy like Malik Neighbors, any other place he probably would, opt out. But he's a guy going to be definitely first-round draft pick for us, and a good football player. And he has that opportunity to play on the next level. He's going to do very well on the next level. But breaking that LSU record is important to him also. That's something he wants to do. And you're the leading receiver in LSU's history. That's large.
Yeah, and then a Brian Thomas too, right?
Brian Thomas might have that opportunity also. And I don't know what kids are going out and leaving those type of things yet. We hadn't had those discussions. I haven't had those discussions with them, but we wish them the best. That's what they come here to do. They come here to get their educations and become, professionals. And I have that opportunity, and we want to give them that opportunity.
I don't know if this is your department or not, but in the past, like I remember Nick Saban's first year when y'all went to the Peach Bowl. I think LSU had to buy like 15,000 tickets or something like that. I mean, it was kind of the good news is, hey, you're invited. The bad news is you have all these tickets that you have to either sell or eat them, right?
Yes.
But you're not as obligated to sell as many as you used to, right?
No, that's not in play anymore. The SEC took that out. They have insurance for those type of things. So it's not about how many tickets you sell. We want to sell tickets. We want to have our fans there. But that requirement is not put into the contracts any longer.
Yeah, it's like a $5,000
allotment now. Yeah, the allotments have dropped from what it used to be.
Season openers, okay? You know how this goes, Verge. Like at basketball for years, they said, move the student section behind the goal like they do at Duke. Then they finally do it, and they say, move the student section back to the sideline, right? So you can always, what you're not doing, somebody could say, why aren't you doing it the other way? So for years, maybe you played, I don't want to say cupcake, but you play a team early that you probably feel like you can beat. And then people say, I'm bored with that. Let's play these big games. Now you're playing these big games. You're playing USC again. And so now after you've had some losses, maybe people are saying, well, maybe we should play a warm-up game before USC. So talk about this USC opener next year.
You can't win that battle. And we schedule what we think is best for our team. And week 0 games sometimes. We looked into that last year trying to do one. We couldn't get it pulled off. They're very difficult to put together. Usually the team has to be playing. Somehow your schedule has to be playing overseas or playing Hawaii. something of that nature. So that's how you get the week 0 game or some special deal they put in for you to play a week 0 game. Look, we won a lot of games, national championships by opening the year with big teams. We're LSU. Okay, yeah, we're not. That's where we're LSU. We play those type of games. We expected to win those type of games. And right now, the 12-game playoff. If you lose a big game like that early in the year, it doesn't hurt you from getting into the playoffs and winning a national championship. So those are the type of things I do. I think it helps your preparation to be a better team if you're playing those type of games than playing one of those easier type of games, warm-up games. You know, your whole atmosphere around the team, your whole mindset changes when you play open the year with a USC.
Nichols is going to stay where it is.
Yes.
Okay. And USC, they're not playing a week 0 game.
I don't expect them to play a week 0 game.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless
That's always the thing, right?
Unless you change your schedule around and do some things like that. Really, you know, we've had people play week 0 games before. We won a lot of games here.
Yeah.
And people have done week 0 games before us. They played us and other things. We played big games. The year, 2011, played Oregon, West Virginia on the road. The tougher the schedules, the better we play. People want to see those type of games these days. And eventually, we talk about the conference realignments and all those things going on. That's what it's going to be one day. It's going to be a schedule similar to NFL type schedule where it's going to be all Power 5 schools. Here's your 12 teams. Here's your playoff system. We're following the NFL model very, very closely now. If you're watching what's going on and you saw what happened at Florida State today, they're looking at the possibility of, moving from the ACC. Those type of things are going to happen more and more. There'll be more big-time football games, which your fan base really want to see.
Yeah. Well, fans look at your schedule next year and say, whoa, I mean, you got USC, you got UCLA, South Alabama's no...
That's right. Easy team.
Easy team, right? And then now you throw in, hey, by the way, Oklahoma's coming to Tiger Stadium and this kind of stuff. I mean, it is the most entertaining football you can watch, right? But, if you lose 3 games and somebody like an SMU or somebody goes undefeated, do they get into the playoff instead of a more deserving team?
You should have been at the right place at the right time. Last year, look how close we was. We went to the SEC championship game. And had the opportunity to play for the national championship. We were that close, and we had lost, the 3 games. So you just have to play the games that out there. Everybody's schedule is tough now. Look at all the other SEC schedules; they're pretty tough. So we're all in the same situation right now.
So when you go play USC in Las Vegas, you're going to get a big check.
Yes.
How much?
Between $5 and $6 million.
And that comes from ESPN?
That comes from really the people that put on the game there. ESPN probably has some involvement in it, but usually the Raiders play a big part of it. The people in Las Vegas play a big part of it. The bowl team play a big part of it there. So they all put in to make this work. That's economic development for those communities.
Yeah. And once again, we've talked about it before, but you're not staffing parking, concessions, all those different things that you do at a home game here.
That's right. That's
so
right.
That's a clean $5 million for the most part.
It's big, it's helping your brand. You could be the primetime game on a Sunday night. Nobody in the world has a football game but you. LSU and USC in Las Vegas. What a city. I think everything is sold out already pretty much. And, Louisiana fans going to Las Vegas. You got direct flights. There'll be a lot of direct flights there. But those type of games that we're LSU, you want to play in. And not that our brand is strong, but this here just keeps you on that top level, that top tier level. We're LSU.
Yeah, it's done massive TV ratings, these games.
Massive.
Yeah. 10 million,
11 million people watching LSU on TV. That's
right. It used to be said, okay, if we go play a game in Houston, that's good for recruiting in Texas and stuff. Do you still believe that, or it's like, oh, these kids are on social media now and they know everything? Does it really impact recruiting to go play a game in a certain place?
I think it's a combination. I think young players, look, I was a former player, we like the big games. When you're playing, not quite say the South Alabamas, those teams, mentally you don't get up for those teams like you do for Florida, Alabama, Georgia, USC. So players want to play the big games. They want to play against the best. They want to play in NFL arenas also. Tiger Stadium is the best place to play in the world, but also get that NFL experience also. But those are the type of young men we recruit here at LSU. They want to play on Sundays. You have people that don't want to play on Sundays, they don't come to LSU. We don't want that kind of guy. We want a guy to play on Sundays when they come to LSU. So that's the experience we want to give to them, that you have, look, you have 7 nights a year, you play in the best stadium on earth. But you also might have the opportunity one year to play in the NFL stadium to get that experience to play in those type of places.
Yeah. You have sons that play college football. Academics is important in your household. And now you have a head coach who has stressed academics as well, that you can do both. Josh Williams, he kind of, rises above.
Super kid.
Of them all. You can't expect them to all be a 4.0 and earn an MBA in 1 year and all that, but you are getting more and more of those kids who say, hey, look, I want to play football in the NFL for a long time, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not, and I've got what I'm going to do for the rest of my life in a degree and whatnot.
Our GSR is 91% right now, which is very, very good. The football players that we have coming in here, and most of these kids, even when they get in the transfer portal, they graduate now in 2.5 to 3 years. They're coming in with hours. They're coming in the summer school. We try to push it where, before you come to LSU, you're taking summer courses when you come here, 6 to 9 hours. Coach Kelly promotes that. Pretty much all our coaches promote that. We want these guys and these women, our student athletes, to graduate in 3 years if possible. So they have options to do what they do. It's a perfect example is Joe Burrow. When he came in here, he came in 3 years, he had his degree. So now we're pushing him now to graduate earlier. Let's get in school earlier, especially those who enter mid-year. They get in here to get a whole jump on everybody else, 15 to 16 hours. They take 6 hours in the summer, and they take the fall. They're sophomores already. So that's what we've been pushing, to speed up the graduation process, to get them closer there to graduate. When they leave here, if they leave here in the portal, or if they leave here to go to the NFL, or leave early, we want them to have their degrees.
You mentioned Joe Burrow. I don't know how much you can share on this, but, people screaming about get the statue up and this and that. When I grew up, Verge, statues were like guys who died 300 years ago or something. Now it's like this guy's not even 30 and get the statue up. But you got him, and then obviously now you got Jaden. There'll be questions about Jaden, another Heisman Trophy winner.
There's a quiet period, a grace period we have. It's written into our bylaws and our policy for 10 years. We're looking at that right now, Jock, to see, if it needs to be 10 years or not. You want to make sure that a player plays his career, plays in the NFL and what he does in his life afterwards, that everything is clean with that. You don't want to be like some places, you put a statue up, you got to take a statue down, something of that nature here. You want the statue, that person, they finish their career in a period of time after they're finished playing, that's the right time to put those things up.
Yeah. And retirement of numbers, too, that's a dance, right?
Yeah, number 20 is the only retired number we have. You have other numbers, you have the Ring of Honor, those numbers, those special numbers, those guys who played here at LSU, and men and women, both sports. But usually you don't just take a number out of circulation. Number 20 is the only number that's been taken out of circulation at LSU.
Yeah. Everything at LSU right now, leadership, Scott Woodward, your head football coach, Brian Kelly, now I guess you could say he's entering year 3. How do you feel about things here?
It's an alignment. You got to include President Tate in that also. You got to come from the president. You have to have a good president who supports you and understands what you're doing, trying to do. For the athletic director and the head coaches, all our head coaches. We think we have head coaches in every sport right now. 21 or 22 of our sports, went to the NCAAs. Great year. Kim Mulkey, national champion. Jay Johnson, national champion. You're knocking on the door in gymnastics. You're knocking on the door in track. You're knocking on the door in golf. So, we think we have those quality coaches there in alignment in the department. With Scott, myself, Kelly Zinn, we work well together to make sure that we're doing what the university needs us to do, find a university plan academically, off the field with our athletes, those type of things, and through our head coaches. And all of us on the same line, the same alignment. You hear that word a lot, the alignment. If great departments have great alignment. If different people are doing different things, especially with so many things right now, with NIL and portal and those type of things, you'll have a breakdown if you're not careful. So I think right now we have perfect alignment at LSU. You
guys had announced there's some changes coming to the Tiger Stadium experience.
Yes, you have the new lights coming in the Tiger Stadium. Next year will be our 100-year football at LSU, and that's a big year for us. And we're going to do get a lot of publicity out there for the 100 years. With the new lights coming on in Tiger Stadium, that's going to be taking place in right now, really in the off season, and some other things we're going to do in Tiger Stadium to fix it up. But really, this is the 100th year of LSU football. It's going to be a special year for us.
When you say new lights, is that the LED flashing stuff, or what is it?
It'll be a little bit of that, yes. There'll be some surprises there. Dan Gasson and his crew is working on that with the engineers and with Tiger Athletic Foundation. New scoreboards in some areas of the stadium and new ribbon boards. So there'll be some nice surprises when you open the season up next year in Tiger Stadium.
Okay, we'll have to see if those lights are purple and gold.
It better be.
The shape of those lights are kind of iconic to Tiger Stadium. Will they be the same shape? Or
yes, it'll be the same shape. Mm-hmm. It'll be the same shape.
Yeah, because that's the dance here, right? Move ahead, progress. But then some of us are set in our ways, you know. Don't play that DJ. I want to hear the band. Or, you know, and the uniform's so iconic, you know. Don't touch that uniform. Keep it the same, you know.
You know, Jack, I believe in tradition. And tradition is important to me. You know, I tell people when I played here, we didn't wear white jerseys at home. We wore purple jerseys at home. And now they wear the white jerseys at home. Tradition is important. But you also got to look at tweak some things. What's in the future? What translates to the young men and women who come to LSU now? The world has changed a little bit, and we have to change with it, and you have to progress with it. And if not, you get left behind. And, you know, we don't want to be those programs. Every year, you either get better or you get worse, the old saying. And every year we try to do something to get better, and better for our department, better for us to help us in recruiting and getting the best student athletes we have possible in the United States to play for our institution.
Two topics, NIL and transfer portal. These are the rules of engagement, I heard somebody say, and if it's either get on board or get left behind. NIL, is there a line between, hey, getting these guys what they deserve and creating monsters and, I don't know, entitlement and things like that?
Well, I would say that. You know, it's come a time where, you know, we at LSU, you know, Scott Woodward, you know, we push it, we promote it, we report NIL. You know, it's time for young men and women to get their value. You know, back in the day, people sell their jerseys, sell their name and images, and they get nothing out of it. And we didn't think that was right. A lot of people think differently than we think, but we think this is the way it's going. It's not going to change. It's not going back. You ain't putting the toothpaste back in the tube. It's moved on, and you know we're a part of it. It's a part of how the business is going to work, the business model going to work, and be a part of it. There's also some other legal action that's out there that we've got to be careful of that we're watching right now very closely, our staff, that could change a lot of things. But the NIL is here to stay, and you know we're a part of it, and we're going to promote it, and that's just the way we're going to be at LSU. We're going to push it.
Visited with your old teammate, Tommy Hodson, during the season, who was the big man on campus here. And he told me, he said, yeah, we used to go either to McDonald's or Burger King on Dollar Day.
That's
That's
true.
all we could afford.
True.
You know?
That is true. Yeah, $1. In fact, 2 Big Macs for $1. I know exactly.
And he said, I didn't have a car. He said, I got one that I couldn't pay for. And I'm thinking, this is Tommy Hodson, right? Hodson for Heisman and all that. And so it's good to move past those days.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But each guy's different, right? In terms of
Each person different. How you know we try to teach them financial literacy and those type of things, and helping them and helping their families to understand. Taxation. Tax attorneys, accountants to help them. It helped them grow too. So when they get to the NFL or get to the NBA, they won't have those problems. They'll know what exists and how much you're getting in income and those type of things, and teach them how to save and put money away for the rainy day. But like everything else, you can have the good and the bad with it. It's not going to be perfect, Jock.
Yeah. All right, you played 4 years here, right?
5, really. Red shirt and then 4.
Okay. You played that Liberty Bowl thing.
Liberty Bowl, 1985, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So everyone knew number 98, right? Your senior day, I'm sure, okay, this guy's been with the program 5 years. Now you got guys that have been here a year or 2 years. And, Jack Marucci says, well, the 4-year player is kind of becoming extinct. We might get him 2.5 is maybe the average or so forth. Is that good for the game?
Sometimes change is good. And, there hasn't been a definite answer if that's good or not. It's good, we got Joe Burrow. It was good for us. We got Jaden Daniels. It was good for us. So you had 2 people who transferred in the portal, came to LSU. One won a national championship. One did very well. Both won Heisman trophies. So, John, that's the way the game has changed. I think do something with the administration when you're talking about player personnel, those type of things, evaluating players from different places, like the NFL model has. And so it's going to change. And, we're a part of it. And I don't ever think it's going to go back the way it was before. You're not going to have the guy that maybe stay there 3 or 4 years and everybody knows his name. He's part of the community and he's part of the program for that long. You hope to. You look at it, though, the great programs, they have a lot of continuity on their team. You look at our offensive line, they've been here. You 1 or 2 guys you got in the portal, but really much you got there. And you watch the way Coach BK is trying to build the team. They've done well of holding those teams together. And they didn't really went out in the portal much this year. They've been signing guys, signing young people. I think in the long run, that's how you're going to build your program.
Yeah. Well, and you don't take a guy just because he's from Louisiana, but if he can play and he's from Louisiana, that's been a big emphasis.
You take a look at it. Yeah, those guys from Louisiana that could play out there, who've done well, and you want to get them back home, you want to keep them home. You do that. You invest in that.
Anything else you'd like to pass along that we should have talked about, or
LSU's and we're in a great position. Been a great year. You had you know, 2 national championships, like I said. You had a Heisman Trophy winner, you know, 100 year of LSU football. You know, we have a lot of great things going on. I think this year with the same women's basketball is in great position to win another one. We got Jalen Cook back in men's basketball, which I think was important for that program to have.
Yeah.
Jay Johnson has a great young team and great players he got, and he built it through the portal also. You look at golf, you look at track, you look at all of other sports. You know, we've been pretty successful. You know, like I said, 21 or 22 of our teams made it to postseason last year, and look like we're on that same pace this year, maybe to be in the same position. So we just keep working hard in alignment with the university and the athletic department and our coaches.
And I'm glad you mentioned President Tate. Me observing him, I felt he was, I don't know, quiet, but he was a little, maybe took a step back his first year or two. And then when they had that pep rally for women's basketball, the national championship celebration, he really came out of his shell, and it was like, man, this guy's a big-time sports fan.
Bill Tate wants to win. He wants to win as a university. He wants to win as an athletic department. He wants LSU to be an AAU school. He wants LSU to be one of the top schools in the country. You know, we're still working on that. You know, he took this place. When he came in, it wasn't where it needed to be, but he's trying to build this program, this institution, the whole institution, you know, the things he talked about, you know, coastal erosion, oil and gas, cybersecurity, those type of things. What makes LSU best? Where we're going to be great at engineering those programs and take it to the next level to build the whole university. The athletic department is the athletic department. University, you know, we are part of that. The athletic department is part of that university. And the stronger our institution is, our university is, the stronger our athletic department is going to be.
You can't have it both ways. You can't be good at or great at both.
You need to be. You need to be. If you're not, then, you know, you're not aligned with the university, you won't be successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.